Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Crafty Nomad podcast. My name is Kim, and I am your host. I don't know what number episode this is. I never keep up. Anyway, I'm Kim. They call me the Crafty Nomad because I'm all over the place when it comes to my crafting. I move from craft to craft to craft. You never know what you're going to get on this channel. You could get sewing, you could get resin, you could get knitting, you can get crochet. I have made candles. I have made soap. Let's see, what else have I done? Did I say resin already? I make stitch markers from time to time. I definitely make jewelry from time to time. Yeah, I made this hat, and it is the Kim bucket. And that pattern, my goal is to really get that thing out. I know it's been a long time, but it's gonna be ready for soon. Give me some time, but it will be ready. All right, so where can you find me on the internet? We have a Facebook group for this podcast. I actually have notes. We have a Facebook group for this podcast. It will be linked down below, along with the link to my Ravelry account, so you can friend me over there, as well as my Etsy shop, where there is one pattern available already for sale for fingerless mitts. And let's see. My email will also be linked down below, along with my Instagram. So those are all the places where you can find Kim the Crafty Nomad. Okay, so what have I been up to? Well, we're going to talk about finishes. We're going to talk about whips. And we are also going to talk about some upcoming things. Okay, so here we go. All right, so for finishes, I have these two Cuddlers froggies. This is, I think he's called Frankie the Frog. And I have made two of these so far, neither of which I feel very happy with how it came out. But you know what? I did it. Two cuddlers. Okay, so the pattern designer for this is the Cozy Stitch. I'm also doing another one of her patterns as a whip, but this was made with blanket yarn, a Bernat blanket yarn, and they're very soft and cuddly, totally perfect for a little toddler to drag around. Anyway, these were fun to make, and I just feel like I didn't get them quite right, but we're gonna go with what we have, right? Okay, so here we go. Next finish is this squid, and this octo is from a designer called Critter Stitch. Both of these that I just showed you are paid for patterns. And, you know, the pattern is great. I just think I didn't do the greatest of job. But again, this is blanket yarn. Again, it's Baby Blanket Sparkle. I can't remember the colorway. But, you know, there is the squid. And, you know, my biggest struggle is I don't know which way it goes. I don't know if it goes this way or this way. I don't know. But I love the eyes. I don't think you can see. It's those multicolor safety eyes I got from AliExpress. So that's that one. And then one last finish is a pattern that is very, very popular right now, and very, very easy and good to use up your leftovers. I believe this is, the yarn I use on this is Loops and Threads Home Velvet Slim or something like that, and it's in a dark green colorway. I made some octos with this, and I also made a bunny in a hood with this. But this is the Leggy Froggy from Jade & Co. And I wasn't originally attracted to this pattern, but I realized that it'll be great for finishing up things. And from what everybody who does markets said, this thing is super popular and it sells really well. And you just need very little so if you have little bits of this blankety style yarn or velvet, the number 6 yarns, it would be easy to put these together. So that is the leggy froggy. There'll be more of these in the future, just because I'm really trying to use up these number 5 and 6 scraps. So if I have just a little left, I'm probably gonna make a leggy froggy. All right, so that, I think I have 4 finishes. That was it. Okay, so let's move on to whips. So in the same yarn that I used for the octo, I still had a bunch left over, and I'm really trying to bust through it. So I am making Danny the Dino, and this is from the Cozy Stitch as well. And that is as far as I've gotten. It's time to stuff and close off the body. And this one, I don't know if you could see, but I tried to use these dragon style eyes. And they are pinkish. But yeah, so I still have this much left, so I have plenty to finish the arms and the legs, and then the spikes on this one will be a contrast color. So this works up pretty quickly, and I am using my Dots crochet hook, and I'm using a 4.5, either a G plus or a size 7. And this is working beautifully with this yarn. Okay, my hands haven't gotten fatigued at all working on this. Next whip is a knitted whip, and it's my socks. It's the Magic Heel socks. I will put the designer down in the this code. I actually have it printed out, so here we go. It's the Magic Heel socks, and the designer is Judy Jewel, the Autumn Acorn. And you already have seen on another video that I did already finish one of the, well, let me first find the label. I'm using the Premier Yarns Fruits sock yarn, and it is in the colorway Plum. 235 yards in each ball. It's 93% acrylic and 7% PBT, which I believe is the nylon. And that is the label. Okay. And that's all the other stuff. So number 1, super fine. You can machine wash and tumble dry these. So the first sock without the ends being woven in is done. And that's the Magic Heel part. Okay, and so I don't have second sock syndrome, thank God. So you can see I've been working away on my second sock. So I'm almost ready, just about ready to start the heel on this one. And I'm using my little gummy bear stitch marker. Yeah, I love how this is coming out. I love the stitch definition. I love everything about this yarn and this sock pattern so far. I didn't do it quite right. The next time I make some, for instance, I'm going to make this second sock just like I made this one. But the truth is, I should have made the foot part longer. I can wear the sock for sure, but I should have made this longer so I can have more of this on the heel. A lot of this sits at the bottom of my foot, which is not the point of this sock. But it's basically just a tube sock with this as the heel. So makes it super easy, no turning of the heel. If you don't want to do that part, this is the pattern for you. It is a pay-for pattern. It's not that expensive. I will link it down below. Okay. My final whip that I want to share with you, believe it or not, I whipped out Ivy Cottage. Because truthfully, I haven't been happy with my amigurumi, the first 3 that I showed you, the 2 cuddlers and the octo. I'm not that happy with. Plus, when I did the pattern test, I didn't make great choices on my needle size, so I'm not 100% happy with that either, although they are all so cute and the patterns are great. It is the maker who is like not, I think I just needed to take a break. Although I didn't really take a break, because even though I kept saying I'm gonna take a break, I kept making amigurumi, so it's hard for me to stop making amigurumi. But anyway, I pulled out my Ivy Cottage from last year. You guys know when I was doing all the squared up Saturday and all of that, I was putting together all my modular blankets, and I had started the Ivy Cottage blanket that I am making for my mom. And you know, I got away from this project pretty early, I think, because I didn't have that much done. So I am I'm sorry, let me go back. This is my bag that I made my Christmas socks in. And I got to erase this and put my magic sock dates on here. But I still have the Christmas sock yarn in here because I still have a lot left over because I made shorties. I have a ton left over. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But for the first sock of the fruits, I have just this much left over. But I could have made that sock much longer. I just was anxious to stop. But anyway, okay, moving back to Ivy Cottage. And okay, so Ivy Cottage is also being kept in a giant bag that I made early on in my bag making career. It's a bag big enough to hold a blanket project. So I am using Lion Brand Pound of Love in the colorway Cherry Red. So the first panel and the only panel that I had gotten done before I stopped, well, is this one. So there's two different panels. Let me show you again. So if you look at it, there's a pattern that you can barely see because it's folded. It's just the leaves up a vine. And then there's this panel with the berries. Okay, so you make 3 berry panel and 4 vine panels. Okay, and I had made the vine panel, and I wanted to just go ahead and try and make the berry panel because I was like, well, maybe I'm gonna get bored. But here is the vine panel. I haven't measured how long it is, but it's gonna be a stunning blanket once done. And it's fairly long. So basically, each repeat, you end up with 2 leaves. And you need 12 repeats. So I think you end up with something like more than 24 because that's just, you do 12 repeats and then you do something else. So that's that one. So I moved on and I wanted to start the berry panel. And I just had gotten a little bit started before I stopped and got into, I don't even know what. But anyway, let me show you how far I am on the berry panel. I have 8 repeats. So basically how this works is you do row 1 through 14. And then you repeat row 7 through 14 12 times. A total of 12 times. Don't look right here. I might have to go back and check that. But anyway, this is the stunning berry panel. And with each repeat, you end up with 2 leaves and 2 berries. And I have 8 repeats, which means I have 4 more to go before I do the last parts of the finishing. And the finishing, you just end up adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, and then you're done. After you get through the 12 repeats, then you do 6 more rows, and that's it. So so basically, if you look at it, they use the contrasting for joining. My whole thing is just going to be the cherry red, just one color, okay? And this Ivy Cottage is found in one of these older Afghans for All Seasons books that came from, I believe, Leisure Arts. Yeah, Leisure Arts and Oxmoor House. And if you can see, it's divided up in the seasons. this one fell under the spring. And yeah, I'm making this one for my mother. And what my plan for this is that for the first quarter of the year, I am going to focus on finishing Ivy Cottage. And so for what I'm going to do is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday are going to be devoted to Ivy Cottage. Now, to be honest, I don't get a lot of crocheting on Tuesdays. I usually just don't feel like it. And Ivy Cottage, you really have to pay attention to. And so I'm dedicating 3 days in hopes that I at least get 2 days out of that. And sometimes 3 days if I'm feeling great. Like last Tuesday, I was feeling so great. I couldn't believe how much energy I had. So, yeah. So that's the plan, is to finish this by the end of the quarter, which is March 31st. And then it will be ready for gifting, which I don't know if I'll be able to wait for my mother's birthday. I might have to just go ahead and send it to her. But that's the goal, is to take on some of these blankets from last year and try to finish one of them per quarter with all the other things that I'm doing. So I really think it's completely doable. Like, I feel like I could probably finish this panel tonight. And then what I was going to do is go back and forth. But I decided that once that berry pattern is stuck in my head like it is, I'm just going to make all the berries. You only got to do 3 of them. So I'm going to do, after this one, I'll start the next berry panel. And then I'll do the final berry panel, with the hope of being over the next week or 2 to have all 3 of those done, and then hone in on the vine panel, which is actually easier because you're not making the berries. So that's the plan, is really to get this one done before the quarter, by the end of the quarter. Okay, so this one is where that is located. I did get this on thriftbooks.com. I just paid a few dollars for it. You guys saw me last year hauling all these crochet blanket books and stuff. And so yeah, that's that. Okay, so those are the 3 whips that I wanted to share with you. All right, so let's move on. Hold on, let me get Jordan up. Hold on. Okay, so that's it. Those are the projects, and I'm happy I got to sit down with you guys and just chat. I know I've been doing the vloggy style, which I thoroughly enjoy making that type of video. It makes me feel like I'm interacting with you throughout the week and taking you along on the journey to my finished projects. And so I really love doing the vloggy style. But I do want to sit down and give you and chat with you as well. So here you go. All right, so what is upcoming? All right, so I have already decided what I want to do for Christmas in July. And I know last year we did the Christmas Spirit Gnome together, so I'm going to invite you along on this journey to join me for Christmas in July this year. And so, you know, we've been making and watching a ton of amigurumi book tags, and Crystal, who started it all, Crystal from Chronically Crocheting, hey Crystal, is the one who started this, and she made me spend some money, y'all. And I shared this book. My video is linked down below if you want to check it out if you haven't already seen it. So many people have watched it, and I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. I have a lot of books, but this one is fairly new. And I got this Amigurumi Christmas ornament book because of Crystal. But as soon as I received it, I was like, this is going to be, this is going to be my Christmas in July make-along plan. And I don't have it all fleshed out, but we will be making from this book, or I will. And anybody who wants to join me, I believe Crystal is going to join me. There are so many cute patterns in here, and the goal is not going to be to make all of them. I don't know how many we'll be able to get made, but we are going to try and make as many as possible in the month of July. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but I just want to give you a heads up in case you want to join me. Grab this book off of Amazon. Maybe you already have this book, and get ready for this make-along. So that's upcoming in July. The other things that are coming up even sooner, I'm doing a collaboration with Pam from Pamela's Crochet and Knit Corner. Hey, Pam. Rel from The Dabbling Hook. Hey, Rel. Priscilla from Distinctive Crochet. Hey, Priscilla. Angie from Loving Every Stitch by Ruby Baby. I'm doing we are doing a collaboration, which I believe is going to start somewhere around February 1st, and you will get more information about that at that time. But I just wanted to give you a heads up that that is coming. And the final couple of things are, let's see, the Spring Yarny YouTube Hop, March the 21st is going to, or March 20th, the first day of spring, whatever that is going to be reveal day for a hashtag Seasonal Yarny YouTube Hop 2023 Spring Edition. So again, if there's a video, check out the video. It will be linked. If I can figure out how to put a card up, I'll do that. So you can click on that and check out all what we're doing. And if you want to join me, email me. And go ahead and join the Facebook group as well, because even if you don't have a YouTube channel, you can still participate. A lot of people did, and they posted their seasonally themed projects on the Facebook group. So you can do that. So yeah, if you have some creators that you think, some of your favorite creators here on YouTube that you would love to see participate in this collaboration, please send them the link. Alert them, let them know. Everybody, come one, come all. I want it to grow. I want to see more and more people doing this collaboration. So it's super fun. I love it. I love to have a day where all these videos pop up that I can consume and watch people and get inspired by people. Everybody last year, the projects were so different. We had amigurumi, we had wearables, we had knitting, we had crochet, we had felting, we had plastic canvas, but it just has to be yarny. So, all right, I think that's it. I think that's all. You know what even would count? Spinning. Say you're a spinner and you want to spin a spring colorway. That would count as your finished object, you know, the actual spinning of it. So anyway, just you know, fibery things, not sewing, but yarny fibery things. Okay, so I think, oh, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about before I finish this out, Cellavision. I participated with Cellavision on Cellavision last Friday. So today is Monday, the 23rd of January. So on the 20th, I was one of the featured guests on Cellavision, which is hosted by Jamie from Parlez-Vous Crochet, and Kim Goff, who is Classy Kim here on the YouTube. So I thank them so much. I thank you, Kim. Thank you, Jamie, for inviting me. I had a ton of fun. It was definitely worth doing and profitable and fun. And guess what, guys? Clover and Bramble, spring and fall, found a new home. So today is the day for me to ship everything out. But yeah, it was great. It was wonderful. We had a great time. So if you get a chance to check out Cellavision, please do. I will link Jamie's channel below so that you can go ahead and subscribe, because they do it every 2 weeks. The next one, I believe, is February 3rd. And I think our cousin Angie is going to be on that. And you all know she makes some great things. So check it out. Okay. Anyway, that's going to be it. That's going to be all for this episode of the Crafty Nomad podcast. I will see you guys in the next video. Until we meet again, keep it crafty. Take care.